What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Dev back again for another review. Y'all know what it is right there. Today we are going to talk about Raw Wave's recent album Soulfly. Released last week. I wasn't able to do a reaction to it, video at least, but I got the review. I listened to it on Twitch a couple days ago, and I must say, man, I am impressed, but I do have some negative things to say about it. But it's not about more about the music. It's more about how the labels are handling these rollouts and the track selection, specifically the length of these albums. It's just entirely too long. First and foremost, man, Raw Wave being from St. Pete. If you guys don't know where that is across the bridge from Tampa. It's about 20 minutes, 15 minutes away from Tampa. Not that far away. I think that it's amazing to see somebody local, do the damn thing and become the next big artist. And I can't really remember any big artists from Tampa or St. Pete area to kind of make it out, into the big leagues in terms of rap. So first and foremost, I want to say Raw Wave, I'm proud of him in that regard. The album though, man, being 20 tracks, what was it, 21 tracks? Let me look at it, 19 tracks. Okay, I'm thinking about Lil TJ's album still. Being 19 tracks, man, I was already initially going into the album thinking that it was going to be a problem, knowing it was going to be a problem, and it was exactly that. It was a problem. There's Raw Wave does what he does exceptionally well, better than most artists, if not the best out of any artist out there. I'll probably say right now who does it just as good as him or better than him is Roddy Ricch when he decides to go into that emotional struggle, painful lane. I think that Roddy Ricch does it better than him, but other than that, Raw Wave is kind of distinct in that because he captures you with his wordplay and he brings to life the struggles that a lot of people from poverty, a lot of people from the hood, a lot of people from the ghetto go through. So it's kind of just like our spiritual, uplifting, upbringing music. That's what it's here for. I feel like Raw Wave is the perfect artist for that. He for me, man, it used to be Rick Ross, Young Jeezy. I said that Roddy Ricch does it, of course. Nipsey Hussle was also another person kind of made that struggle, motivational type music. It's really rare to find artists that can kind of do it and they can bring that passion into it. Raw Wave does that as well. His singing is phenomenal. His delivery is crazy. His beat selections are great. All around, the songs resonate with me well. But the problem is, it doesn't matter. You know what? I know I was joking around with this, but it's dead ass serious. Like, when you fucking a female, all right? And I'm telling you right now, no female wants a 24-inch penis. All right? And if she does, she must be Adriana Chechik's. All right? But no one wants a 24-inch penis. All right? As Lil TJ would say, wee wee. All right? No one wants that. So, the perfect fit, usually if you get a female survey, they would say 7, 8, 9, 10, and, to the extreme, even 11. And then after that, it's just more so painful than actual fulfillment. You feel me? So I feel like it's the same thing that, represents now. Why do you need an album that's 21 tracks that's going to be oversaturated, that's going to sound similar? All tracks are going to sound similar. All tracks are going to sound the same. Why do you need that? And I'm not mad at these artists anymore when it comes to that. I'm more mad at the labels that are allowing this, or the labels that are forcing their hand, because you got to understand, streaming is what sells in today's music now. Streaming is the key. Streaming is what gets you paid. Streaming is what, is going to get your or keep your contract afloat. I think that what happens is that a lot of artists are sacrificing quality and just having the quantity in order to get the bag. Now, I think that if this album was 13 tracks, this album would have been very refreshing. It wouldn't have been too much. A lot of these tracks do get repetitive after you hear a time after time after time. While I only put 3 or 4 tracks on my playlist, which was Street Runner, Tombstone, Soulfly. I'll talk about that in a minute, but even though I only put 4 tracks on here, there was other tracks on here that I enjoyed. Not playlist worthy, but I enjoyed. And then after that, I felt like it was just more filler. Again, in anime, nobody wants fillers, all right? We want straight to the plot, straight to the point, give you your best fights, give us your best shit, and keep it moving. I think that, man, what Raw Wave, he has to learn is the fact that it sucks that I say that Raw Wave is one-dimensional, right? And it's not a bad thing to be one dimensional, because what he does is exceptionally well. The thing that he does very well is bring that emotional, uplifting struggle music, and to bring the pain, and you know it's very genuine, and you know he means it from the bottom of his heart. The problem is, though, that's all he can really do. So in order to, strengthen what he does best, keep the album shorter, so it allows people to enjoy the tracks, kind of like how Cowboy was another artist that did it. I fucked with, or still do fuck with. Cowboy is another artist that does it very well. But look at somebody like in that, have 10, 11 tracks, 12 tracks, and keep it like that, and I guarantee you, people will be praising the album more than they already do. I think it did 135K. It's supposed to be doing first week, which is amazing. That's big numbers right there. You're well on your way. 200K, I feel like you're a star at that point. So I think that, man, with Rod Wave, he just needs to shorten the album. That's really the only problem with it, and it's not his fault. My favorite track on here had to be Street Runner. Listening to Street Runner, man, and then hearing that message towards the end about the female, and basically saying that he's going to always have her back. It may not work out right now, but I'm always going to have your back, and that's just how it works, man. That's just the life we live in. Sometimes things aren't meant to work out, but I always got love for you. I thought that was a very heartfelt track, the way he included the voicemail in there, and she's kind of just preaching her testimony and saying how she feel, wishing, glad he didn't answer the call, but left a voicemail, very heartfelt voicemail. And then I like the way he came back into that track. That was very touching. And then you also get tracks like Soulfly, and Tombstone. Soulfly was the intro track to the album, which I thought was a very, very, very strong intro. I think the album kind of fizzled out more so because of the repetitiveness, but I feel like the intro was what kind of captured me, and I enjoyed a lot of those tracks. I know a lot of you guys were really feeling that. What track was it? That Polo G, the richer track. I thought that Rod Wave did better than Polo G, which is, I would expect, being on your own album, don't get outshined or whatnot. But I feel like that track was overhyped too. I didn't feel that track. Well, I am a fan of Polo G. I don't think that was one of the better Polo G verses that deserved to get all the praise and say that was top 3 track. A lot of people said that was top 3 track. Obviously, it's the most played track on here because of Polo G. That's another thing too. I was very happy about the album. The fact that it only had one feature on here, and for it to be that strong, that shows a lot. Again, it's hard to do an album by yourself with no features, especially if you're gonna do 19 tracks. And again, I'm assuming there's gonna be a deluxe. Pray for Love was about equivalent to the same thing. Pray for Love had about, I believe, 25 tracks on the deluxe, but the regular version was only like 15 tracks, if I can recall correctly. But I had the same problem when it came to Pray for Love. A lot of those tracks sound like Hard on Ice. Hard been broke so many times, no know who to believe in. Had so many of those, so many Heart been broke. I feel like when you hear tracks like that, I just think that it's more so maybe kind of implement a different type of production. Work with some different producers, bring out your sound a little bit more. There was some tracks on here where he was kind of like shortening the rap more and, using his voice a little bit more on the track, which I did appreciate. But I also think that can only get you so far since you're only one-dimensional, and that's not a bad thing. It's cool to be one-dimensional. Look at somebody like Too Short. Too Short was one-dimensional, and he's a legend in the game, all right? Like, Too Short did his thing. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. So I think that, man, that's the only problem I really have with this Rod Wave album, the fact that it was entirely too long. But those tracks really hit, man. Very heartfelt, very emotional. At times, it can get really sad. It is the type of music you listen to if you are going through it. If someone who has been through that struggle, someone that has been through adversity, somebody that is trying to make it in this world, somebody that has been held back by everybody around him, this is the track for the grinders. This is the track for the hustlers. This is the album for people that are waking up every day, going to get it, hoping for better days, praying for better days. This is the music that you listen to when you are on your way to the top. This is the music you listen to when the journey starts, the middle of the journey, and even at the end of the journey, because there's a time where you're hustling, you're grinding, you're sad. There's a time where, you know, consolidation happens where you're in the middle and you're figuring yourself out, but you're still going up in the journey. And then there's a time when you make it. And when you make it, you reflect and you look back on all of the stuff that made you into the character you are now. So I feel like, man, this album Soulfly is a bomb ass album. It's just too long. The tracks that you're going to take from it, while they all may sound similar, they all bring a different type of message. They all bring a different type of motivation. And listening to what you listen to, you're going to take about 5 to 6 tracks on here that you fuck with. Even 8 tracks on here that you fuck with. You're going to add them to your playlist, or you're going to listen to them daily. For me, like I said, Soulfly, Tombstone, Richard was a straight track, but, you know, not that amazing like y'all said. Street Runner, another track, All I Got, Tombstone. So when you hear tracks all like these, you listen to it daily and you fuck with it. Y'all might like not OMDB, that's trash. What's Love, Sneaky Links, stuff like that. You guys may like those tracks, and those are gonna be the tracks that you put repetitive, all within the same message, all within the same upbringing. So I feel like those tracks, when you listen to it, you're gonna fuck with it, and that's how I feel about the album, man. All right. So if you want to watch the full video, man, it is on Patreon, man. The full reaction is on Patreon. I'm not gonna actually put no clips on here today. We just doing more sort of review. I know it's a little bit late. It's been a week late, so I'm not gonna really do a reaction when we put on. So you want to watch the video, go ahead on Patreon. Let me know how y'all feel about the album, though. Let me know what was y'all favorite tracks. Let me know what y'all least favorite tracks. Let me know if you guys agree with the whole label with the 19 track thing and the 20 tracks and the 22 tracks and the deluxes. Let me guys know if it's become a problem now, and if it's actually oversaturated and it's hurting the artist for quality wise, not quantity wise, but quality wise. Hit the comments below. Let me know all the good stuff on the stream when you're here. 3,000 likes, man. Good to find on the wall. And like always, man, till the next time, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. We out. Peace.
I know that's a girl.